Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Since I ran out of my sneaky peek book, the sunflower one, I pulled this one off of my shelf. It's one of the little journals that I'd made a while back, and I couldn't part with it. I just loved it so much. It's more of a paper bag kind of a journal. I thought I'd throw a few pages in here and let you see it, and then I'll link at the end the playlist for this so you can see all the things that I did to it. I think there's maybe 2 videos, I think. It's been a while. So I've got my tunnel closure here, as you can see, and it's also in my videos. You can just look for tunnel closure, and you can see how I make it, because it's also a pocket. But here's the front. I used some of those little bugs that I'd made in a snippet roll at one point. I used a metal piece on here. It's got some stamping and little pieces of ephemera, and you know, I just went to town. I put some burlap on it to give it that grungy look. And then inside, this is what I was meaning about the tunnel closure also being a pocket, because you can go down in there like a pocket. But I just used some old pictures, and I think this was a little notebook. Well, it was a 2-sided journal card. I used some specimen, I got these from Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy. She'd sent me a bunch of dies, so I used a good bit of them in here. And the way the pages work is you open it up like that, and you've got another card inside. It's just a index card that I dyed, and I put a little piece of material on there where it's able to bring it up out of there, but able to keep it flat as well. You can see this is probably a Burger King bag. I left a little room here for journaling, and there's also room on some of the backs for journaling. It's not for journaling per se, but you can write a few things in it. Like this is an empty one. But each one of these is that little bag opening kind of a system that you used to see everybody having. They would put it in all of their journals, and you'd have a little hidden goodie down inside of it. But anyhow, that's a pocket there where it's got this little card in it. But yeah, that's about all it was. I did sometimes decorate up over here. You could have left this bare to be journaled on as well. And then all of the backs could have been left bare. Plus I have this big journal card here. That's one of those receipt kind of things. You can get those at Walmart in the stationery department. But I stamped it all up really. I sprayed it to Kingdom Come there. And then this was the pocket that is the tunnel closure. So I thought I would just throw that at you. I've got some kind of paper bag outer edges, and I did some raggedy edges in there. I love this little thing. I love making it. It feels so good in your hands, kind of a thing. And your tunnel closure works where you put the 2 little pieces of your long strip back in there. Okay, I thought I would give that a look-see to you guys today. Now, these 2 extra pieces here, I got a green one and I got a tan one, are going to be part of my process for today, which is going to be Stamperia. So what we're going to do is to work on this little idea I had a while back, and it's a Stamperia book made completely out of what I have left. I have stolen a few pages, but not many, maybe 1 or 2. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think I've stolen any pages. It's got 10 there. So what we're going to do is take the first 2, or the front and the back 2, and they're going to have a covering to cover this. I mean, I'm going to cut that in half, but I don't want all of this wording to go with it, you know. So we're just going to make it easy and cover that with this. And I don't really know which is to go to which one, so we'll just, you know, put this here and put that one there. And these were colors I picked out of one of my it's like the thin paper, but it had patterns instead of just solids. And I wanted something to go with the color scheme that we got going here. So I guess I'll just get in here and start. Maybe I need to cut it in half first, because this whole book is going to be cut in half. And I think I'm just going to leave this stuck together like this and cut it as it's sitting. Cut it as it's sitting. And which I don't think it matters which way I go on this one, because it's a solid background. So that's the thing you want to pay attention to, is the orientation of the way your little images are going to be, especially with the rest of the book. And this idea is kind of like, it kind of came from something that either I had or my brother had, that was a little, kind of a book when we were young. And it was mostly a not cardstock, a chipboard. It was sort of a chipboard kind of a book. Now I'm hoping all of these are the right size. They should all be 6 inches. And I'm hoping I'm right on the money, but I don't think if you're off a little bit, it's going to hurt. Okay. Let's get in here with a little bit of glue stick and maybe some wet glue. And we're going to see what we can do here. I've got a pretty good full glue stick there, so I should be going for all of these. I've only got the 4 to do, so I wanted to say I really appreciate you coming by to spend some time with me today, to see what is going on, what ideas I can share with you, what we can do together. It's always fun. And I've been trying to get a few more videos out so I can share a few each day. I've been doing them every other day, and I just haven't been doing them every day. But I thought, well, you know, let me see what I can do, because I started building up enough of them that I can. I don't want to get too far ahead. And, you know, then I can't, you know, say so and so. It was beautiful today, and it's actually snowing, you know. So yeah, I don't want to be able to get to that point. So I thought I would start putting a few more out, especially if I'm up to getting them out. You do what you do when you gotta do it. Right. And then I'm just using my little smoother from the Dollar Tree. Love it, love it. It's my new little love. Okay, got that one done. Pick up some of your excess glue again. Alright, that one's finished. I'll set that to the side. And I also like to rub my finger down it really hard while it's still nice and wet. Alright, next. And I'm going to do this for everyone. I wish I could save that, but it's a goner. I'll be back. Alright, I have those 4 pieces done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take each one of these and cut it in half at 6 and 6. And as you can see, they're gorgeous pages. And I just could not figure out what to do, how to cut them. This is easy. That's just journal cards. But it wasn't going to pan out well for me to figure out where to cut them. So I decided to do this little project. Now this, of course, needs to be brought out. It is, and I've already got one of these cut out. It's ephemera that I'll be using to decorate this up a bit. It's not going to have much of a decoration. You know, it's not much of a decoration at all. And see this one? Oh my gosh, I wouldn't know where to cut that. And then we have a beautiful bike. And that was the only ephemera page. Well, except for this. But that's going to work out perfectly to be half and half. So let's rip these apart. And I see a little bit of that stuff that holds it together. hope that comes out on one page and doesn't stick. Oh no, it's sticking. I'm probably gonna have to trim these up just a tad. Can you see that? That gummy, gooey stuff? I'm gonna have to trim the pages probably to get that off of there. But it won't take much away, just a sliver. Ooh, goodness gracious. That's some good glue. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that little tiny bit. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to cut them in half first. Then I'm going to get my cutter out because I think it'll do a better job on these ends. Okay. So, trying to make sure I'm over enough to get this to work right. At 6 inches. I was almost right on the money with my other, my 2 or 4 I had to make over here. Now, I did cut garden in half, but some of these, they're just going to have to take the cut. You know, they're just going to have to take it. Oh, there's just no other way. Now, see, sometimes you don't know what to do with your Stamperia because it's just so pretty. But I thought this would be a good way to use it to create this little book I've got an idea for. I really hope it turns out. Now that, I think I have to go right down. I'm a little past the 6 because I'm right in the middle of the journal cards. Are they? It's just the way they turned out, I guess. But that'll work. Let's see. Next. I love this cute little wheelbarrow. And the teal. I love the teal is a really pretty accent for all of this. Now, I hope this one is still available out there if you are wanting to get this to do this with. But I would say you could do it with almost any of your Stamperias. This one just happened to have everything almost right on the money. One up, you know, 6 inches apart kind of from each other. And then we have the bicycle. There we go. Okay, now let me get my other cutter. I'm going to have to score as well, but I'm not quite sure where I'm scoring yet. I've not done this before. When have you heard that? So we're going to have to figure it out. Well, I'm going to go in here and just take this little tiny sliver off the end and get that gum off there. And then I'll be back. Now I got to go through here and figure out who I want to be my middle page and then work the rest of them out. And more than likely I want one of these as the middle because of the pretty. Now that would be a pretty cover. The only problem is I'm going to have to fold the cover piece in a certain way that I'm probably going to lose the nozzle. And I didn't realize that I chopped the herbs off of there as well. See, a lot of these are going to get cut. So, the bike. Rats. Now the little birdhouse, does that say garden? That's the thing, I wanted to say garden. That has to fly away with me. Let me see what my measurement is down here. So that's 12. And there's 6. I need to actually be out a little further than 6. That might be that may be the only one I got to choose from. Tell you the truth. Where's that other? Oh. There's the other one. That's got winter on it. Wow, those had the seasons on them. That's what happened. Well, let's see. You know, I may be able to use that for a cover. We're going to do it. Because it's got summer. It's got, you know, everything you'd use to garden. So let's do that. And then maybe I'll use the other one here for the center. Alright, I'm going to have to sit here and figure out which ones I want to go where. And I don't want to waste your time. I'll be back. Okay, I've got them together exactly the way I wanted. And what we're going to do next is they're going to be folded this way. So what I need to do is find out, because of what I've got here, I've got, what is it, 24 pieces? Because I've got 20 pieces. I should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Well, let me make sure I count this right. Because however many pieces, you had 10, so it should be 20. I just can't count. But what you want to do is you're going to figure out how wide this is. Let me see if I can get my other ruler. See how wide this is with them sandwiched together, just like that. It's about 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to double that because it's going to be this way. So that's about 1/2 of an inch. Now, if you want to give it a little bit more room, that's fine. But what we're trying to figure out is how big to make this spine. And the reason is that's going to be the very first piece that's going to come into play and has to have the whole, you know, width. I'm thinking it's going to be here and here, because that's 1/4, that's 1/2, and then one more is 3/4 on each side. Did you see what I did there? I like to use this little middle guy to go and measure from. But if you went all the way over here and measured, you'll see from here to here, it should be 3/4. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, I think that's right. So if it's right there, da, da, da. I'm going to go one more because it's not going to hurt anything. That should be it. I think it moved on me. I think that's what happened. So, yeah. So I'm going to take my 0 ruler here, measure it, see if that's right in the middle. I think it is. Okay. Now, that was painful, wasn't it? So, what we're going to do now is to go in slightly on each one. That needed to be the biggest one, and we need to turn it over because that's the inside now. This is the outside, and that's probably what happened to me. I didn't even... I'm just making sure I'm measuring that right. Okay, yeah, that one's definitely right. So that's where it's at. Wow. Let me go out this way and measure like I should be measuring it. Alright, so the other one got split at the 6. And it's like 3/4 on each side. So the next one needs to be a little less than that. You know, like I said, this is like a guessing game. And you got to go in just a little bit more. So I don't know if you want to make a mark where you think it should be. Make a mark with your pencil. But we just wanted to hug it. We want to hug the inside of where it's at. So there, I've marked it. That's probably the easier way to do it. And then I'm going to use it to measure up right there. Now when that's bent, let's see how it works. Got that one bent, so this one needs to be bent. Yeah. Do you see what I'm going for? I needed it to be just a little bit less than the previous one. Now, it might have a bit of a waterfall look to the outside edge here, but I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. So now, we're going to take this one and make the next one just a little bit less than that. And I'm trying to think which way would be the easier way to go here. I'm guessing I'll line it up and measure it again. I think that's the easier way to go. But measure it just a tiny hair less. You know, a page size less. I guess is the best way to look at that. So there's the first one. Right there. And then here's the second one. Right here. Yeah. And then if you feel like bending them to make sure they're all going to be in line with each other, that's good. Yeah. See, it's working. It's working. It took me a while. I know it always takes me a while because this is something that I've never done before. So next is us measuring them against each other. Not that far away, but right there. And then we're going to come in just a little bit more. And then do my scoring. I'm hoping I got enough room here. What did I say? There was 20 of them? It kind of seems like I'm running out of room, doesn't it? We might have to do a rendition and throw some of these on the outside instead of the inside. You know? Looks like they're about right. Alright, let's keep going and see where she leads us. I'm gonna have to sit down. My back's killing me. I stood up for the last video, so this one's getting to me. So if I sound like I'm a little further away, that's why. Alright, that one there, and that one there. Alright. There and there. Alright. I think I'm going to keep going. You kind of see where I'm going with this, right? But it looks like I'm running out of room. So I think I'm going to have to go in and figure out who I might want on the outside. I don't think I got it as tight as I needed it to be, but then, you know, you just don't know what you're going to be able to do here. Alright, let's do that. Get in here and measure slightly in a little bit more. Okay. That one goes up there. It's like watching paint dry, isn't it? I'll tell you what, I will keep going, and when I get to a snag, I will bring you back on here and let you see what's going on. Okay, I've decided we may go in another direction. We may try to go from the inside out. I've got one side working just perfectly on the scores. It's just a slight waterfall, but the other side is totally off. I've done something wrong. What a surprise, you know. So we're going to go in here where it's 6, and we're going to score this one right down the middle, because this is the middle page. What we're going to do is see if we can actually score this and then wrap the other one around it, you know, and see if that will help us guide in the correct location that we need to go in. Oh, I'm sorry I was showing you that other, and then that's totally wrong. So that's right. I always want to make sure I'm right side up. All right, so this is going to be like this. And it's going to be a little bit of a waterfall on either side. So I'm going to start it right here, because it's just a hair. The other one that I've got here, it's especially this front piece. This front corner is working perfectly, and see, it's just that little hair that's showing. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to actually take it there and wrap it around and see if we can get it straight on the money and score it. Let's see if that does it. Just about. I'm telling you, it's a science. Oh, and then I'm going to do the next one. And of course, it's the same way. This may be the easier way to go for everyone. Oh, wait a minute. Tell you what, let's go ahead and do a self score right at 6 and see if that helps. Yeah, real self score. Then I'm going to stick that in here where that's supposed to be at 6 and then let it wrap. Oh, I think that might be the way to go. That might be it. Oh. To figure things out, I'm telling you, yeah, I think that may be the way to go. So do a self score at 6. And then let it work itself out. I believe that's the way to look at it. Okay, there's the score. And oh, yes, finally, I was about to pull my brains out there, because it was not working. I mean, you visualize it in your head. So, all right. So, oops, self score. Wrap it around and let it do its thing. Now, when I get out to the outer ones, it is going to be a little more of a where I'm going to have to fix it, because see, it's starting to do its thing now, where it's almost too many to wrap. Here, I'm going to get a few of these things out of my way. So I got more room to maneuver. So another self score. Wrap that around. You can tell I'm a novice. I mean, not a very professional creator. I go with the flow and try to make things work. I'm going to just keep going in that concept for a little bit longer. Then I'm going to start doing a little bit further apart. That's where it's going to get tricky for me. All right. Because the reason I was going about the scoring and making a gap was because it's going to be too wide here, and it's going to bow out. and you won't get a really good look then. Did I get sticky on here? I probably did. Well, that was from when I was gluing the two pieces together. See if I can get that off of there. And if that doesn't work, I'll put a little bit of my wax on it. Yep, it's still not working. But I think I got it to where it's not sticky. All right, next I'm gonna go with a piece that's gonna be one on each side now. I have to. It's starting to. Oh, it's starting to bow on me. So that piece and that piece. Let's see how that works. Oop, that side didn't bend. The easiest way to do this is with a ruler. Okay, that's good. And see, it's about right on the money on the ends there. So I think that's going to work. Yeah. Work good enough. See, I'm going to do that one and that one. I didn't lose too much of my wheel for my bike. That one inside of there's just doesn't seem like it's right. Okay, how many we got left? Oh, we only got a couple. Good grief. All right, let's see. So let me see if I can go either side of that 6. This is the one that's like 2 layers of paper, basically. All right. You know, I might not even show this video because it's not really working out the way I wanted. And it's so confusing. I don't know how to explain it. It's just something you have to piddle with. Oh, goodness. Goodness. Yeah. See, it's still not quite to the way I need it to be. Where's my middle? So I got that. I got these on either side. Okay. And then what about this? See, I need, oh, I got a big old gap there. I need to do some more in these middle ones. Let me piddle around with those a little bit more. Like this one. I'll put it over here. So I think it needs to be right here. Probably on the other side of the one I got there. Nope. Okay, I've been going at it from either end of this thing, the outside to the inside. So I think the best way to go about this is to start the way I did with, I said, what, like 3/4 of a spine. And as you're working your way in, you're going to want to make it a little bit less. And then you're also going to score out one little notch at a time from either side until you get that right. Now, I can't quite tell where the notches are here, so I'm going to go to this one. I know that's a little further out than the previous one, and then I'm going to go and notch it out here. And what that's going to do, it's going to make it bend where you're needing it to bend, to tell you the truth. Because like here, I know that one piece we just put in has to stick out a little bit. See, I need to go in quite a bit more. And then if you need to pre-bend something, you can use your ruler. Like, let me get this one in here. And this one is actually the double paper, so it's a little harder to bend. But like, take your ruler and put it right there and push up. And you get that little bend to come in. And pre-does it for you. And then you might want to go and pinch it just to keep it in there. So let's see, was that right on this front corner? Oh, wrong one. Oop, I went in too far. Whoops. So I need to back out and go in from the back side and try that one. Let's see what I got here. This is not an exact science, so you might want to play with it. Nope, that's quite right on that back corner. So now I need to make this front corner work. And that needs to be about one end from where this other one, that's the last one, was. Ugh. Man, I wanted this to be such an easy project for you, and it would work. And you can make all kinds of books with it. As you can see, it's not working out. So I'm going to finish trying to prep this thing. And you can see, you know, the difficulty that there is. And then I'm going to show you where to go from there. Well, this is about as good as I can get it. And it took me a while to fight with it, to get it to go and bend as well as it is here. So, what I'm going to do first is actually glue them together. Where these flat pieces are matching, we're going to glue it. So, I can get so far in, and then it's not going to work anymore. Then we're going to have to tie it. And you're probably saying, well, why don't you just go ahead and tie it all the way? But I'll have these weird, you know, corners on it. And I'm wanting them to help make a good spine for this, is basically what we're doing. So let's go and put it on here. And then where it doesn't really match up, that's okay. But I'm going to do this all the way in as far as I can. And then I'll come back and show you how I'm going to actually sew it in. Okay, I've glued down to a certain point. But I'm still going to keep going. I just wanted to let you see how far I've gotten and kind of show you how I'm doing it at this point. Putting a bead of glue. Whoops, I got a little messy with that one. And, yep, get that little bit off there. And then I'm going in here, matching it up. Then I'm pinching it on each end, pushing down, and then rubbing my finger up through there to keep that channel kind of nice and wide. Sometimes I'm beating it down like that to make sure everybody's on the level. And yeah, that's just about the way I've been doing it. And then I'm going to do this one, and then that's the last one I'm going to glue, because the other ones are going to get tied in. Okay. Yeah, see, it's not really going to let me do much more after this point. So we're going to see about pinching it, rubbing our finger through there. Okay. And I think that's all we're going to be able to do with the glue. Now we're going to sew the rest of them in. So I'm putting the last two in there. Yeah, I was debating whether I needed to even sew it, but I'm going to go ahead and sew it. Just so. Put our big paper clips in there. Then we're going to go to the middle and go ahead and sew it. Yeah, oh, I'm hoping that tell you the truth, it might be a little bit on the thick side. It's going to let me go through. I think it will. I may have to fight it, but it may. Look, it's bent. It's a little on the bent side. Maybe I should have figured out if I could glue the rest of them. That's a little better in the middle. I don't know what happened to this one. Yep, here's my poor little water spout. Okay. Yep, that's in the middle. So what happened to that other one? Let's repoke him. See what happened. Oh. Nope, still crooked. I don't know. So then we're going to go with our needle. And it may be that I have to, I think I'm going to sew it from the inside, outside in. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some pliers. Sometimes you can hit it against here and push it most of the way. I find that's sometimes easier. Okay, I'm using up what's left on my thread spool here. Oh, goodness. There we go. It's getting there. Okay. Come on. And one more. I think I might put a little bit of lace on the outside of this. Ooh. All right, yep, that's pretty tight. I don't think it needs to be much tighter. And I'm just going to tie a knot. A knot. And this was a 3-hole pamphlet stitch for those that didn't know. But probably most of you do. Okay, so trim that. Take out the staples. And now, what we're going to do for a closure, and as you can see, you know, like I said, it's going to be like a waterfall design, but that's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. So as you can see, I've got all my little pieces and parts over here cut out. I was trying to work out some kind of a closure. I've just decided to go ahead and have just 2 eyelets. I'm going to put some string on it and they'll tie each other shut. I've about had it with this thing. So I'm ready to say bye-bye. Alright, I'm going to put it just about right here. Where's my mitt? Just so I know I'm in the middle. Oh, figure out which way to go here. 3 and 3, yep. So right there. 3 and 3. Pull it back. And right there. Okay. Now I know I can't screw that part up. Leave it to me though, it might happen. Taking my crocodile, punching my holes out. Then I'll put in my eyelets. And there's a certain one I'll start with and end with here. Ugh. About rocked and rolled that one. Alright, I'll come back around and get him again. Alright, then I gotta flip it. I don't know why I have to do this on these certain type of eyelets. But that's really... they don't squash as well as the other ones. My little flower ones do it perfect on the first time. But these never do. Alright. I think that's as good as it's going to get. Yep. Now we're going to decorate it. I'll find a string here in a little bit. What do I have in here? Okay, I got a string there. That one's too short. I actually have some ribbon in here. Oh yeah. I can use that up. So we'll use that as soon as we get done here. I figured these two, which were just little journal cards, I guess, could be used for thumb pulls. Or, not thumb. Oh, what in the world? How did I have a whole... I don't know what I did. We definitely need it now. Alright, we're going to put a thumb pull there. Or a tab. I should call this a tab. I have no clue what I just did. Oh, I'll tell you, this video has about whooped me. It has just about whooped me. Okay, let's try to get that in the dead center. Yet, let it stick out enough to be a tab. And not interfere with the tie. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to have one of our little cards in here. somewhere here I'm going to have to make sort of a pocket kind of a deal. I have a journal card. And then again, I might just make that a pocket. And then anything could get stuck in it that they want. Thought this color kind of went close to that one. Okay, and then we have Life Began in a Garden. I kind of like that. Oh. So let's put that down. Right here. And that opens our book. Then we got, make sure our pages turn too. You just never know. Now we got this. That could go, let me wait and see if I got a bird here. Well, I got that bird. I probably have a few more birds though. This one says it's spring. Okay. There we go for that one. Well, I don't want to put my pocket there where another birdhouse is. Okay. As you can see, you might have to check and see how all these are situated. Maybe I'll wait a few more. Oops. Had a little bit of a problem there. I must have had a little bit of glue come out. Let's see if we can fix that. Yeah, can't even tell it's there. This one, let's go ahead and use the one with time. I think I made these pages kind of to be journal pages, but they can have something pretty on them too. Okay. Of course, this will be going to the shop. Oh, I did it again. I'm having a bad time with this. I can see that now. I'm going to have to get some of my ink and take a Q-tip and go down in there and fix that. Oh, another one? How bad off was I doing this? Oh. It just was not a good day for me. Was not a good day. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and put this pocket right here. There. I'm going to stick it on this page because of all this teal. Yep. Okay. And then this one has something about little boots. I don't want to use them all up before I get to the back. Let's do, it takes a long time, something or other. It takes a long time to grow an old friend. Yeah. Let's put rosemary here. This blends into the background. Oh, goodness. All right. Oop. Now I'm getting to this side being a little wonky. That's more teal. I guess I'm going to have to fix that teal, too. I think I'm going to put this little tab right here because it's got that same floral design on it. But we'll go up here and you put it at this angle. Yeah. And then it's not in the way of the tie. Okay. Yeah, I'll put this one here. This kit, or pad, sure did have a lot of teal in it, which is pretty. Okay. I think I'm going to put my sage one right here. And one more. That's a spot. And that's a spot. I'll just go ahead and put it back here. Okay. There. Now, all I gotta do is take our ribbon. I think it's about the same size on both of them, right? No, not quite. There. I got one little bit left over. It'll come in handy somewhere else. So all I need to do is this. And this. And it's ready to be tied. Look, I put that. I don't think it's really in the way. It just looks like it is. Okay. There we go. There's our little garden journal. All right. I really thank you for coming and putting up with me today. I really apologize how that just did not turn out easy at all for you or for me. Well, thank you. Everybody have a great day, and I'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.